Hey, what up? Thank you so much for clicking this video. I'm Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer from South Africa. This is a series of videos on code elasticity where I'm hoping to help myself first and you as a developer on how to migrate from code to a successful tech startup or at least functional application to improve your life, of course. Have you ever heard of the guy by the name of Nikola Tesla? Nikola Tesla was a genius. Nikola Tesla was a superman, a superhuman. He invented a lot of things where I could mention electricity. I think, is the one who came up with the alternating current, competing with Thomas Edison at that time, who I believe he was into research on or coming up with development and improvement on direct current. So Tesla came up with a different way of doing things. Obviously, there was some sort of a conflict between him and Edison, but in the end, Tesla won because he was right. He was a genius. Also, it is believed that Tesla is one of the early adopters or the conceivers of the wireless technology. The Bluetooth that we're using now and the wireless, the Wi-Fi that we are using now, Tesla is one of those guys who conceived it very, 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 very early, a long time ago. He had an idea. Obviously, I think he didn't get much time to some sort of finish and complete his project around that technology, but I think he left some patents, some scripts and ideas, diagrams and designs that I think there are some similar patterns in the current technology, which is the wireless technology. But the reason why I'm bringing Tesla in the picture in this code elasticity thing or quest is that number one, I don't want to say Nikola Tesla died broke, because I'm not a big fan of chasing money rather than your own value as a human being. Hence, I'm not going to use the word broke because it has got some sort of a different meaning in our ears. So it always feels like, okay, I'm promoting billions and I'm not on that. So he died. His standard of living when he died didn't match up his own profile and also his own, what can I say, his own intelligence. At least when you watch that documentary, please, you can search it on YouTube. Nikola Tesla. I forgot the title because I watched it a long time ago. I think it was 7 years ago. So when he died like just a man living below standard. He was feeding pigeons. He didn't have money for survival. He relied on people to help him. So basically, all of his inventions were taken by the business people, investors, and I'm not sure what can I say, business-driven people. I would like to assume they took advantage of him, and then they took all his invention and all his intellectual property, and they gave him some small amount of money, and then he ran out of money, and that was it. So basically, he didn't like live up to his own intelligence. Obviously, not intentionally, but I see some similarities between Tesla's story and us as developers, if I can be honest, because we are the guys who can program the computer and tell the smartphone what to do, but at the same time we don't have tech startups. Like we don't have products that we own. Maybe it's my ignorance, or obviously I don't know much about YouTube and the world in general, but I haven't heard of a story of a YouTube coder who is now owning Fiverr, owning YouTube, owning whatever. I haven't heard of that. All the people who came up with some of these social media platform and what can I say, these big tech giant today, it's either they were a student in a certain university and they dropped out to follow their own passion, or it's two guys who were working for Facebook and then they were laid off and then they decided to start their own thing, or they intentionally resign on big companies and they started their own thing. But I haven't heard of a guy who says, look, I've started whatever that I'm doing from coding YouTube and learning from coding, and then from then I created my own thing when I was professional enough in coding. So I never heard of that story. So looking at Tesla's story, obviously I'm not saying we are being taken advantage of by big companies. That's not what I'm implying. But I'm implying that it's possible to be smart and intelligent, but miss the important aspect of life. Like, it's important to take life holistically. So what I'm bringing on the table is that us as developers, we miss some of the key important things into creating applications that people love, applications that will improve our lives, applications that will help the world in general, applications that will some sort of become these big tech companies. We miss that aspect. I think that's what also Tesla did. Like, I can say he was more of a true genius, of course, but he neglected a lot of aspects about life. Particularly, I can say in his case, the business aspect. Let's say maybe if he would have found an associate, somebody who's more interested in business early in his life, maybe his life would have turned like other way around or the other way. However, I'm not like some sort of imposing that Tesla was supposed to have a mansion and have nice cars and whatever. Remember, life appeals to an individual. You are conscious of yourself, you know where you are going. So I'm not also implying that he was not fulfilled. Maybe, according to him, his life was the best life. Obviously, I think that's what he is thinking. But I'm just trying to give a different perspective that also there is an aspect that he could have taken care of. So this story is more like similar to us. We are missing this part. Between the code that you write and a tech startup, or at least an app like TikTok and Facebook, there is a space there that you are supposed to occupy. But unfortunately, us as developers, we are more about coding, we are more about functionality. For instance, one of the things that makes us not to reach that step, we really don't understand the word MVP, minimum viable product. We don't really understand the essence of that, because if we understood that, at least we were supposed to say, I have released 3 applications, 4 version in each, and it failed. I don't mind us failing, but at least publishing, doing something. So when we talk about MVP, we are talking of a small piece of application or code that is not perfect, but it's functional. It does what it's supposed to do. So when you talk of MVP, you are talking of, do not be obsessed with your code. Quickly solve one problem in this bigger picture. If we're talking about Spotify, just solve the streaming part of it, where people listen to music and they upload the music, and that's it, and then release the application. As developers, we don't do that because we are intelligence driven. We are like more like Tesla. We want to, what can I say, to go deep with our intelligence and show the world that we are capable of complicated and sophisticated algorithm. Hence, we can't even put a product out there. So I think that's the one of the things that makes us not to some sort of see the other aspect of the whole industry, because the industry is too big. And what I'm realizing is that as I'm creating my own application, Industry Plug, a music streaming platform, is that it takes a different mentality to rise from a code to a startup company. And an introduction to that is the business aspect and branding. So that is it for this video. I hope you really are now starting to get the picture of where I'm going to with this series. I want to help me and I want to help you to migrate from code to a tech startup, or at least a functional application. Otherwise, I'm Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer. If you feel like this video is adding value to your overall understanding, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. And also, if you want to be part of the community, obviously I need people who can assist me with front end, with back end, with all other things, because now that I'm creating my own application, I'm starting to see that I'm moving from front end, back end, front end, back end, database, PHP security, of which it's becoming a lot of work. So if maybe you are interested in just helping, lending a hand, of which lending a hand, it's something that I'm open to also as a developer, but obviously some people, they don't really ask for help. But if there was someone who was maybe saying, I need somebody to do a front end for me to improve my own portfolio, I would like to do and help that person with. And also that's why in my own website I'm going to have a channel, sort of a page where I give away templates, HTML templates that I designed long time ago for my own skills, and so that somebody can just download it and use it. So if you're interested in just helping me, lending a hand, maybe you've got your front end skills or you've got some knowledge that you think you can share with me, I'm here on the YouTube platform to grow as well. So you are more than welcome to hit me up on an email, and then maybe I will tell you how far I am with the project. Otherwise, for me, Matthew Msingati, thank you so much. See you on the next one.